The man, the myth, and the soon-to-be Georgia legend kisses the Stegeman Coliseum goodbye one more time. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Red and Black Final Chat. I'm your host, Alexander T. McCready. Alongside me, our UGA men's basketball beat reporters, Jed May, Nathan Berg. On senior night, who else but senior J.J. Frazier, standing at 5'10", $155, leads Georgia with 31 points, 6 boards, and 5 assists to another narrow victory, this time over Auburn, 79-78. Now, J.J. Frazier is the only SEC player since 2010 and 2011 to record at least 30 points in a game, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. Here's what he and his head coach, Mark Fox, had to say after this great win.
Say how much this university, this fan base, stood behind me, the ups and downs, how I rolled with it, and I put my heart and soul into it.
But JJ's our super glue, and he's kind of keeping us organized as we get disjointed, and we're just trying to glue it together. But I tell you what, he just refuses to let us get beat, and I love that kid.
Frazier will finish his career in Georgia top 10 in points, free throw makes, three-point makes, assists, and steals. And he's also the only UGA player ever to have 3 separate seasons where he's hit 100 assists and 50 threes made. I don't know what more you can say about this guy.
I mean, there's nothing really else you can say other than the fact that, he's soon to be a Georgia legend. I mean, he's in the top 10 of numerous categories, and his performance over the past 4 games, especially, the early part of the season was all about, Yante Maton, cementing himself as a Georgia great. But now, with JJ down the stretch, this last stretch is a stretch that's going to go down in Georgia history. I mean, he is this team right now, and he's carried them to, a 3-0 record without Yante, and, it's just amazing to watch.
Yeah, you really can't say much more than that. I mean, after the game, Coach Fox said that with Yante gone, they've been trying to sort of glue this team together. And he literally said JJ is our super glue. He's the only thing that's keeping this team going right now. And if he keeps this up, I mean, I don't know who's going to beat them.
Yeah, absolutely. JJ is, like you said, he's the super glue. I mean, you need a basket, you count on JJ Frazier. Tonight, Auburn was throwing double teams at him, sometimes triple teams at him. He was finding open people and getting the ball to him. And that's something, it's been 4 games practically 4 games. We'll count the Kentucky game as one of those games, but it's been practically 4 games that Yante Maton has been out of this team, and this Georgia team has put up 77-60 against a very good defensive Alabama team, 82-79. That's 74.5 points per game, 8.5 points per game up than they were from Georgia's prior 6 games to Yante's injury. So, we talked about JJ finding open men. Is that part of the reason they're just able to produce more on offense, is because he has more space to operate?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think teams are focusing so much on stopping him since he's the only option Georgia has, that other options starting to emerge. When he drives inside, everyone collapses on him, and he kicked out the Tyree Crump a couple times today, and a Torian Woodridge as well. And it's just, other guys are starting to step up. Derek Agbeda had 10 points tonight. Tyree had 10. It's amazing that they're scoring this much without Yante, but these games have been some of their best offensive performances of the season.
And, it shouldn't be understated. I mean, JJ obviously draws the headlines, but it shouldn't be understated how much everybody else on this team has stepped up. I mean, Tyree Crump, prior to this game, other than a game against Morehouse when, the backups were in at halftime, he's done hardly anything other than, like a role-playing 3-point shooter. Tonight, he played some really valuable minutes, and he kept them in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. So this was kind of an interesting game. Another one we thought Georgia should probably have won pretty easily, but it is senior night. They got off the bat really slow. Auburn was just destroying them on the glass. But then things kind of changed once Georgia settled down a little bit. And we talk about one of the big rebounders on this team, Mr. Derek Agbeda. Wow, did he have a game tonight.
Yeah, I thought that was really impressive what Agbeda did. They were getting completely destroyed, like you said. It was 15-6 at one point in the first half. Mm-hmm. Somebody needed to step up. And he did it. He finished with 10 offensive rebounds on the night.
Crazy.
Crazy numbers. And what he told me was it was kind of a pride point because apparently, I hadn't been keeping track of this, but in the last 3 games, he did not have a single rebound in the second half of those games. And he told me that Coach Fox has made him well aware of that fact over that streak. So he said that second half was kind of a pride point for him.
Mm-hmm. Jed, this is more so for you because you've been around this team a little bit longer, growing up right down the road. So you've seen them, trials and tribulations all throughout the years. In the last couple of games, Georgia has found a way, whether it's been through JJ or by sheer luck, to just close out games. And we haven't seen that. So how is this going to help them heading forward? Because right now, they've won four out of their last 5 wins have been by 5 points or fewer.
I mean, I think it just finally proves to this team that, they can do it. All the close losses they've had this season, Kentucky, Florida. I mean, the list goes on. And I think, especially down the stretch, Arkansas is not going to be an easy game to win. Games in the SEC tournament are not going to be easy to win. And the fact that they've done it in these past 3 games, coming down the stretch, without, their leading scorer on top of that, that's going to give them, I think it should give them the confidence that they need to, Are they going to definitely win at Arkansas because they won these past 3 games? No. But if it comes down the stretch, 2-point game, 5 minutes to go, they know that they can do it without their leading scorer.
All right. End of the show. So we're going to cap it off with our top dog. Senior night. I figure one of you has to pick J.J. Frazier. I mean, it's only fitting.
Yeah.
During this time.
J.J. Frazier, I mean, it's like you said, there's nothing else to say. 31 points, he hits. It's something, but he hadn't done it a lot this season, but he hit 5 threes tonight. Willed the team. There's not a whole lot more you can say. He had a big rebound there in the final 2 minutes as well to, he skied over everybody, it seemed like, and hit a couple of clutch free throws, and it's the JJ show, and it's JJ's world. We're all just living in it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of unfair there for Jed to take JJ, but I'm going to go with Derek Ogbede in this one. Like I said, 10 offensive rebounds, 15 rebounds total, and there was one possession, maybe the most important possession for Georgia in the game. They were winning by 2, and he gets 2 offensive rebounds, finishes the play, extends the lead to 4, and was able to hold Auburn at arm's length and finish off this game. So, huge game from Derek.
Well, Georgia now improves to 18-12 on the season. They see their seeding in the SEC rising by the game. I'll ask you guys, who in the SEC, if you were Georgia, would you want to see coming into the SEC tournament? Actually, Jed, I'll start with you. Who would you want to see? And then Nate, we'll do would you not want to see?
Oh man,
heading into the final game at Arkansas.
I mean, the thing about this team is they've played every team in this conference close. Be it up at the top with Kentucky, and down at the bottom, the Missouri game was close at halftime. I feel like Texas A&M might give this team a little bit of motivation just because the way that first game ended. You have it in hand, and then you let it go, and that was kind of the point that their season started to go downhill. So I feel like if that was maybe like a 7-10 matchup in the first round, the team would come out, extra motivated, maybe come out on top of that one.
As far as someone I would not want them to play, or I would not want to see if I were Georgia in the first round, I'd probably have to go with Vandy. This is a team that, number one, the tournament's going to be played in Nashville, so it's essentially a home game for them. Number two, they can get really hot from 3, hotter than probably anyone else in the SEC from 3-point range. And Georgia has been iffy, kind of inconsistent on perimeter defense, so I think that Vandy could give them some problems.
We'll see. 1 game left to go, but Georgia wins this one 79-78 over Auburn. They head to Arkansas on Saturday. Thank you, gentlemen, very much. This has been a very, very successful Red and Black Final Chat. We'll see you next time. Have a good night.